Hey, you guys, this is Miss Evans here, trying this flipped classroom thing. It's a little weird for me, but and it might be a little weird for you too, but hopefully it'll work. It's the best that I could do in my absence. So we are starting our new unit on argumentation and persuasion. And even though it includes persuasion, we're going to focus mainly on argumentation or argument. And that's because that's pretty much the type of writing that you are going to be asked to produce the most, especially as you move on into college. But even like on the AP exam, you most likely will get a prompt asking you to take a position to challenge, qualify, or defend. I think we talked about this the other day. So, yes, argument persuasion. We'll talk a little bit about persuasion, but we'll focus mainly on argument as we move through this unit. So before we get started on the handouts that the sub probably has already passed out to you, I want you to jot down a couple of notes on page 33 right in your notebook. Okay, all right, so let's get started. The first thing that I want you to ask yourself is, what is an argument? Okay, just answer that question in your head. What is an argument? Okay, now I want you to think about the last argument you had with someone. Then on a separate sheet of paper, I want you to write about that argument. Just kind of jot down what happened, okay? Be sure to include the following in your description: any emotions that were felt, any name calling or verbal attacks that may have occurred, who, quote unquote, won the argument, and how do you know that argument was won, okay? All right, go ahead and pause this video while you do the stuff that's in purple on a piece of scratch paper. I'll wait. All right, welcome back. Now we're going to do the part that is in orange on the screen, okay? Take a look at what you wrote on your scratch paper and reflect on what you've just written. Then share with your C partners for about 5 minutes. So just kind of tell them about like the argument that you were just writing or reflecting on. All right. What characteristics do you notice? I want you to talk about this after you guys share, of course. What characteristics do you notice about your arguments? Like, were there any loud voices, strong feelings, any angry gestures, etc.? Okay, so go ahead, pause this video one more time. I'll wait. All right, welcome back. So, again, we're talking about what is an argument. Most likely, you probably did note, let me go back here. Most likely, you probably did notice some similarities. There may have been some angry gestures, and there may have been some very strong feelings in this argument. Probably some loud voices. But then again, we talked about this in first period. One person shared their argument, and they said that there were not really any loud voices. It was kind of calm. And just because there aren't any loud voices doesn't mean that there isn't an argument going on. However, but definitely feelings and whatnot. So if you notice that those were a lot of the characteristics in your argument, most likely what you were having was not an argument, but most likely what you were having was a fight. And that's different. There's a difference between an argument and a fight. Okay, so this is the part that I want you to write down in your notebook, okay? An argument, or the characteristics of an argument, actually deal with logic mainly, okay? Here, let me put bullets on here for you. Is this purple a good color? I don't know. I'm just trying stuff, okay? So a real argument, or an authentic, true argument uses logic, okay? Or it's based on logic. Logic, like facts, etc. There is some ethos as well. because you do want to establish credibility as, listen to me, listen to these points that I'm making. They're very important. So yeah, there is ethos. However, there is also one thing to keep in mind. Hardly any, or I should put, sorry, little to no emotion or pathos in a true, authentic argument. You're relying solely on logic, and then again, like I said, ethos. You establish that early on, okay? But when you find there's like a lot of pathos, a lot of feeling, whatnot, then you're entering into fight territory. And a lot of people make the mistake. I often have students say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be a lawyer. I'll make a good lawyer." I'm like, "How? How do you know that?" "Well, because I know how to argue." I'm like, "Really? Tell me about some arguments you've had." "Well, blah, 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 and I got my point across, and I just let her know, yada, yada, yada," right? And I'm like, "Honey, that was a fight. You're good at fighting. You're good at probably complaining and whining really loud, but that's not really argument. Where are your facts? Where's your proof? Where's, all of that?" So just keep that in mind. An argument is based on fact. As a matter of fact, here's a good quote that you can write down. Argument, is the appeal solely to logic. Okay, its foundation is fact and does not rely on emotion, ethics, even though there is some ethos in there, ethics, trickery, or deception of any kind. Okay, here, put that right there. That's what a true and authentic argument is. But what about persuasion? Well, persuasion uses all three appeals, logos, ethos, and pathos, and really relies heavily on pathos. All right, that's what persuasion is, and that's the difference between the two. Okay, all right, so that's the end of your notes. On to the next video. Is this fun for you?